all around Radiata's time. The most recognizable staff name would have been Motoi Sakuraba, who is a freelance musician, not a company guy, and he didn't contribute to Radiata's stories at all. Tri-Ace was formed from the remnants of Namco's Wolf team, people who worked and ultimately abandoned development for Tales of Fantasia due to a publisher drama. And they went on to make striking, interesting RPGs that sold far better than expected, especially for the era. Their games tend to be world or galaxy-scouring adventures with plenty of party members. Those strands of design bleed into Radiata's stories. There's a focus on the inherent worth and uniqueness of any given person, choosing to dignify even throwaway characters by allowing them into your party. Where Valkyrie Profile's protagonist could only recruit the recently dead in preparation for the end of the world, in Radiata's stories, you can recruit almost anyone, as long as you meet the requirements. That means Farmer Jeb. That means your best friend's mom. This is Radiata's story's greatest stumbling block for new players. You'll hear the 170-plus characters talk and want the whole damn world, but you're nothing. Nobody. And you're gonna have to wait a good long time before things open up. You play as Jack Russell, a 5'5" beta male with no money and no bitches. I was gonna joke about the name, because it's a dog, but I think it's funnier that some game reviewer probably devolved into performative hysterics over a name that basically means a silly little guy. It's induction day for Radiata Knight hopefuls. Jack's dad was a famous member of the Order who vanished years ago, and so he's resolved to become a great knight himself and use connections, power to find his father. That reminds me of when I tried to be a teacher. Man, my mom was a teacher, and I like school. I think my dad factors into that somehow, but it's fuzzy. Jack's made to fight someone named Ridley.
What? No way. Ridley's a girl? Sheesh. I was looking forward to a real fight.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding about that beta shit. You catch the latest Andrew Tate, bro?
Oh, right.
Just pushing those people away. Maybe this game is actually genius. You form a little trio in the early game. Jack, Ridley, the girl who beat you, and Captain Gans, all members of the newly formed Rose Cochon Brigade.
Well, looks like Rose is like pride, and the Cochon is the loyalty to country. Really? No. But I really like to believe that that's the case.
It's not that your squad being called the Pig Brigade is funny. It's because they didn't explain it to monolingual Anglophones. It's a fun dynamic. Gans loves performing duty, Jack likes doing things, and then there's Ridley. Holy creature! Game devs, please always have a weird character with gigantic eyeballs lurking in the back of any shot like a specter. Ridley is constantly annoyed by Jack and wants to get every job done quickly, efficiently, and professionally. She's openly contemptuous because Jack got handed the position for free while she had to work for it and escape overprotective parentage to earn it.
Only those related by blood may bear fault. Oh, well, I guess we know which donkey is pulling the cart in that family. Well said, young Jack. You have a sharp eye. You told Miss a lot, didn't you? Oh, you're just saying that. No, Jack, don't get yourself wasted. Tonight I have wisdom's greatest strength. Are you saying I'm an ass?
It's been 5 minutes, and I love this game. Lighthearted tension, fun adventures. Let's go! Let's get it! The intro lazily rolls through a few short missions. Travel to the city of Wars and escort some cargo back to base. Bring some plebe to the city of flowers, hidden deep in the land of the elves.
Hello, Master Genius.
Bro's name is Genius. Hey, real quick, what's 368 divided by 287? 0.2822. Idiots! Missions aren't hard. You run all over the gorgeous game world and kill them. What are these enemies, dude?
Alright, let's get back to it. So where am I? Okay, so we just post ARR. At this point, we've already taken out Good King Mogomog, Forever Maze, Palm Glisten, Leviathan, Ramu. So Alphino's wanting to start this military company, so I think we're on our way there. Alright, Mephilia appears eager to welcome you back to Revenant's Toll. Yeah, and I'm gonna go until the story says do the crystal's hour, so we'll see how far it lets me get. Greetings, Ali. Alphino tells me all is in place to begin his trial company. The Scions shall certainly be grateful to have the support of such an organization. The inaugural ceremony is set to take place here at the Rising Stones. Tatari is cooperating with Alphino to see that all is in readiness, so I'm afraid the recruits themselves have been left to their own devices for the time being. Quite a number of new faces arrived in Revenant's Toll of late, and I wonder if Slaftborn might not find himself overwhelmed. Would you speak with him and see if there's aught he requires? All these quests that I am not going to do because I don't need to. Because if I do, I'm going to be way over level. I already am, which is kind of frustrating in the sense of like, I mean, granted, everything syncs when I do the story stuff, but it is still kind of frustrating when it's like, I actively am going out of my way to like try to keep myself as close to the level as possible, but like, I can't. Like, I'm already 8 levels over because of post quests and stuff. What can I do for you, Ali? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out with the new arm of the Scions. Ha! I barely noticed your recruits arrived. 'Twas barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we pass through here every day. While I appreciate your offer and aid, 'tis more your burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to Antidescent, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Slavspawn, the shipment! We couldn't... God's woman, what befell? We were bringing the shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought across the Mordona, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they may have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning supplies. Pray forgive us. There's not to forgive. Provisions can be replaced, but smart shoulders are hard to find. Take your rest, and have someone come along to tend to those wounds. What to do? If heretics are involved, then it's like to be more in the case of simple thievery. This guard will need to be informed. Whence did these... House Photon. We collected the provisions from Cramped Dragonhead. Understood. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Ali, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Photon? I will send them a missive immediately, of course, but I would also have you travel there and offer your considerable terms. Yes, I realize I contradict my earlier hopes in lightening your load, but I need someone who can help bring this incident to a satisfactory conclusion. Our favorable relations with Iskarj are far too important to risk half measures. Thank you for your understanding. I am certain Lord Hoshafont will be glad to offer your assistance. Oh, neat. Okay. I wasn't this high up in the sky. It also probably doesn't help that I created a new character on a server that's given huge boosts to new characters. That probably was a poor decision on my part. Oh. Neat. I'll get to Camp Dragonhead in a second. I'm curious. Ah. Well, that's a bummer, but that's neat. They just have this little detail up here. I mean, it should put me right over the eggshell camp. Oh, it really won't let me go much farther, huh? Where are the Oh, that was trippy. Yeah, so that's that. Yep, because this puts me over... Huh. Huh, interesting. I guess I just haven't been over here. But if the dragon head... It's literally just kind of off on its own. I mean, I guess it makes sense because the eggshells are still here. I mean, this is, like, yeah. Who are you taking? I don't remember where you take me. I'm, like, super not supposed to be here because this hasn't happened yet, but... Yeah. Which makes sense, but that's interesting. I never noticed that. It's also just really weird because there's only one. I mean, oh, I'm not supposed to be here yet. Yeah, you were never meant to stand on these either. Interesting. So what is that one doing? And you would have to be higher than level 70. Well, no. Actually, level 70. Because 80 is Shadow Bringers, 90 is Endwalker. So, no, it's very, like, nope, it would make a lot of sense, actually. I don't know what I'm thinking. Well, if this isn't my fine friend, Ali Ray, would you care for a plate of roast cockerel? Some milled wine? No? Ah, I see you have not come to my hall merely to escape the biting cold. I was, in fact, on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll, and I suspect the timing of your arrival is no coincidence. As the cold head says, we need you to prevent forest fires. Aw, the Gloam set. I remember this set. Like, I remember as a ninja, like, oh, this is like my first piece of, like, gear that makes me feel all cool and powerful and shit. In retrospect, this shit's ugly as sin. Oh, I remember, like, I have a very soft spot for the Gloam set. Ah.
The incident with the new frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurthus soil. Right glad am I that you have chosen to lend your support to this endeavor. Never let it be said that House Fortom does not acknowledge the efforts of her allies, or her debts. 'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune indeed. Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized with each passing day. This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve. The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct confrontation here in Dragonhead. Some few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Hallone's blessings be upon you! Though I take no pride in the admission, many of mine own countrymen are not so well suited as you adventurers to dealing with such foes. Were they dragons, it might be otherwise. But truly, I could not wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds again ere long. Should you learn aught of value, pray return to me forthwith. A warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
No. See, this is one thing, like, I'm not, when it comes to environments, I'm not the biggest fan of cold environments. They're cold. But I will say, in particular, what I think really does that's weird. But I feel as if one of the strengths in retrospect of ARR, especially leading into Heaven's Ward, is the fact that, like, we already get a sense of what the area is like before we get there. Whereas for every other one, it's more like, yeah, they'll tease it and everything, but you don't see a whole heck of a lot. You're not in that environment. But here, it makes the world feel far more connected, specifically because we're effectively, like, while we're not quite in Ishgard yet, we are just outside of it. And so, like, when we eventually get there, excuse me. So when we eventually get there, it's like, okay, we're somewhat familiar. We don't know everything. That's still surrounded in mystery. yeah, it's like it's still kind of a mystery about what's going on in Ishgard, but we get an idea of get an idea of who these people are, culture, and everything like that, all leading up to it. And I think that's one of the best strengths that effectively between ARR and Heaven's Ward, specifically them. Because it doesn't happen with the other ones. Like in a sense, Yugiri for Stormblood, but even then, not so far off. And I think she's more so there to introduce, or more so there to specifically make the connection between the rogues, ultimate, which leads into ninja, especially considering how in the development of this game, rogues ended up coming out around that patch. So I think she was more so there to be like, hey, the rogues are here and we become ninjas. Like, oh, look at how connected we are. And so I think that's more why, not why she is there, I would say, but why she's there because of what comes up later, but it was like, I don't think it was like, oh, we planned this far ahead. It's more like, we're going to introduce this to make this very clear, like this is who it becomes for anyone who is there, so then they can get to that, and then while still having this character integrated in that they can use and bring up later. But even then, like, you don't, I'm trying to just think how the end of, how it led into, like, that stuff. But even then, like, we only get to the border when we get to that particular cast, or whichever cast room it is. Like, we're at the border, so we aren't there. It's like, we're close, sure, and we can look over and, like, we see all these things, like, hey, it's teasing, like, these are going to be important as we go through. But yeah. Ali, is there aught you would ask of me? Pray speak plainly. I'm a man of action and need no honeyed words. On the trail of a band of thieving heretics, you say? By the Fury. But you do seem destined to cross paths with those villains. I must confess, then, to the sad truth that the wilds hereabouts have indeed grown thick with their number. They strike swiftly, without warning, and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. But 'tis not merely their newfound organization that confounds us. The heretics themselves seem somehow changed. I know not by which manner of influence this Iceheart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost to the grip of righteous fervor. 'Tis an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Mayhap you would care to question one of the recent victims. As fate would have it, your arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. A patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying senselessly in the snow and carried him to our infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some small detail that could aid you in your task. Thanks, buddy. What's this do? Okay. Oh, someone cleared Shiva EX. Enron. It's like, I don't know if Enron is a good call. I don't know if Enron is a company that you should, like, I don't know if that should be your name. Y'all know what Enron did, right? Like, they picked up a bunch of stuff years ago, if I remember correctly. Or like it was either no, that was BP. Like, no, BP was the one who did that, but Enron, I think they were in trouble for like insider trading or some shit. I guess that's just like, wow, Enron was so many years ago. Nuts. Wait, hold on. Okay, so the Enron thing, like, I remember when it happened because I just asked my Alexa device, but I remember because it would have been because it said 2001, so I'd have been 12. I'd have been 11, like when it happened, I'd have been 11 turning 12. And I remember hearing about it. It's like, oh, this is really been like, oh, they did something really fucked up. I just don't remember what it was. Like, I think it was insider trading. I don't know. But I remember when it was like all over the news. Tell you what happened. Why, yes, of course. I'm quite recovered enough for that. Anything to help catch those cowardly Blackhearts. I was traveling my usual route to Whiteford Front when a sudden blow sent me reeling. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground and several heretics were rifling through my cargo. Arms, armor, crystals, they were taking everything. 'Twas that one of them noticed my bleary gaze, stalked over to better acquaint my head with his mace. Before darkness claimed me, however, I distinctly heard the words, "Return to Snowcloak." I dare say that's where they were hauling my goods, but you'll not catch me rushing off in pursuit. They tell me 'twas a miracle I survived it all, and I'll not trust my thick skull to save me a second time. Search Snowcloak. Bring heretics. Okay. Excuse me, fun. Let's fucking Huh. Where are you? There you are. I can't see though. It's possible. Alright. To me, yes. Alright, yes. Surrender the crystal. Your end has come. Yeah. Oh. The cold clouds my pain. My life belongs to you. Oh, you butthole, you slowed me. Okay. Oh, they're like super dead. Well, I guess that helps make them like easy to just do. They don't give them actual character models, just basic man. Hello, Sinek. God, draw your weapon foul. Wait, I recognize you, adventurer. You are come seeking heretics. This old English shit is difficult. I ain't gonna lie. Then we share a common purpose. We are on patrol when we chanced across one of their raiding parties and pursued them here. By rights, we should have had them cornered in the ravine, and yet they are gone, vanished like icy rays. Spoogly googly. God, I'm cute. I'm also probably cold as fuck. I have no pants on. I will also say, I miss OG Sally. Like, I'm glad I was able to bring her back. I'm glad I was able to bring her back in some way. You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart herself come to sneer at our folly? Into where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall. Some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We have not the men to risk further investigation. 'Twould be best were we to retreat to Whiteburn front and lay our suspicions before going through more. Ali, it appears I owe you my thanks once again. The surviving knights spared no detail in their report. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of my finest. That they should be bested so handily. I fear I've woefully underestimated the threat that these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask that you put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. 'Twould be ill-advised to blunder unprepared into what may have very well been the very lair of our enemy. Pray, return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Rochefort of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. As for Icehearts and the fanatics, the freezing heights of Snowcloak will not shield them from our justice for long. I would temper your expectations. Like, I would temper your expectations. I think I'm gonna change my third comment to that. I remember you, Rock.
Your return is most timely. Of their own accord, my thoughts had turned to your task and the progress thereof. I confess, my imaginings tended toward the grim.
It's like, hello, shirtless men.
But you are here now, and I suspect such frivolous wonderings do little justice to the reality of your travails. Tell me, what did you learn of Iceheart?
Alright, check it.
Indeed. And this transpired at Snowcloak? Of all the highlands, that towering wall has borne the worst of the region's brutal shift in climate. So inhospitable has Snowcloak become that we have still to survey the area in its entirety. Could its frozen heights conceal the heretics' hideaway? Mayhap a more robust reconnaissance effort is in order. Putting such considerations aside for the moment, we still know far too little of this Iceheart. That she is capable of commanding such a band of fanatics bespeaks natural authority, and no small measure of charisma. As much as I would like to fathom this mystery with you, the situation has grown beyond my personal purview. I am bound by duty to inform the Temple Knights and request that they bring this matter to its conclusion. Given the glowing reports the new commander has garnered thus far, I am certain that they can be relied upon to take appropriate action. Though Iceheart's true identity yet eludes us, you have provided us with a point from which to begin. Sometimes it takes but a single stone to prompt an avalanche.
Avalanche? Barrett! Anyway.
On the matter of the stolen provisions, I have already made arrangements for a second shipment to be sent to Revenant's Toll. I could not well allow such an honorable venture to be undermined by one miserable setback.
Okay. Alright, and back to Revenant's Toll. Oh, you're a silly little one. Oh, I don't. Oh, that's bullshit. I hate that. That's shit. Alright. There we go. Cool takeoff. Shit, don't fuck it up. Okay. Wait, that. What the hell am I? Oh, the observatory. 3. Now somebody else. Was it? Who are all these? They're all from Loaf. He looks silly. Are they may be all just a bunch of people who hang out, like, they may be a FC of people who are, like, super new to the game who are playing together. Aw, that's kind of adorable, actually. Like, they're just a bunch of friends playing together. Questing together and shit. Brave new companions. Daystars. If I remember this Daystar, it's like I need to. It's like the Daystar stuff. If I remember right, the top for the Daystar stuff was ugly as shit, from what I remember. Oh, it's like I like the idea of the hat. It's like comically huge though. While you were away in Corthus, preparations for the inaugural ceremony were all but completed, although Tataru does yet seem somewhat flustered. I've taken enough of your time. Why don't you head into the Rising Stones and see if your frantic receptionist could do with a hand? Thanks, Lastborn. Hello, outlandish man. Tired, chill. These parchments need to be sorted, and these documents, why are they even here? Oh, that was not a sound I liked. Oh, I'm sorely tempted to file a lot of my waste paper baskets. Allie, you startled me. You wish to lend a hand? Splendid! Would you be a dear and hand these uniforms to the new recruits? They're scattered about Revenant's Toll, and I haven't had time to track them down. This is not Tataru's voice. This is like old lady voice. Tired, old, exasperated lady. The recruits know to don the garb immediately and assemble here in the Rising Stones. You'll have to report directly back to Alphano if you don't wish to miss the ceremony. I wonder if the Scions will ever have matching uniforms. A well-funded organization is a well-dressed organization, I suppose. Or thank God we don't. Y'all? No, you aren't. I remember you. Oh, yep. Yu Hase. Those who leave this company will see no riches or short-sighted rules. The giving of oneself is an investment in the future. Thus I cite my name to the cause. Put on this ugly-ass uniform. These uniforms were a splendid idea. Once our organization has made a name for itself, there shall be wealth aplenty in selling replica costumes to the adoring masses. All because of that pin. Like, all because of that pin clip of what he sounds like in Japanese. That shit's nuts. That's like really deep. I thought it'd be best to mimic my fellows here, but I admit that I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. They don't have they have two, like, are they a party or, because if they're a party, that's a terrible, like, you got two tanks and, well, I guess, this would make a lot of healers mad. That's like, but it's like, you have a paladin, a warrior, and two archers, not bards, and so which means that they're probably a gladiator and a fucking marauder. Like, oh, this would be a party that pisses people off. It'll piss some people off. Oh, our new uniforms. I'm reminded of my introduction to the Wood Whalers. Okay. And then you're not a person. Alright. That was Emergers. This Scarlet Garb marks me as a proud member of the Maelstrom and a hearty defender of Limsa Mensa. Yet in truth, I stand for the betterment of the realm and thought this new company's a fine opportunity to contribute on a grander scale. Ho, now that's a striking shade of blue. Put alongside my Maelstrom uniform, my wardrobe will certainly not lack for color. I don't believe we've met. I am Erblood, and I will have the honor of leading my fellow recruits as captain. Much I did lose in the calamity, and I look forward to aiding others into rebuilding their lives. The uniforms were a shrewd decision. There is no easier method of creating a common bond among what is, essentially, a band of strangers. see, Elven are very difficult because sometimes I feel like of all the races, they're the ones that could get stuff the most. But like, I feel like they could absolutely get fucked over. She is a very cute Elven, I would absolutely say. Like for her, like plain possibly, but she is still. I would still say that she was pretty cute. But it feels as if for Elven, like there are things that could really fuck them up. Again, I think especially when compared to the other races, like I feel like it's a lot easier to make an ugly Elven than anything else. I think for all of the other races, or like I would say most of the other races, because I feel like Roganin may be a little difficult, though. Roganin feel a bit more interesting, I think in part because they're rare. And I don't know if I've really come across an ugly Roganin. Like, I don't think I've ever come across an ugly Roganin, but I feel like I've come across an ugly elf. Or elf. But I would also argue that, well, I guess there is a difference though, because like, when looking at, I think, a number of these races, for one, Roganin being rare, Roganin's already being rare, Rothgars also relatively rare, especially female Rothgars since they just came out. Because I think like for male Rothgars they can be, but I think that like, but I feel as if it's more so because I dislike a very specific feature on Rothgard, the stupid long Krill mustache, and I think that instantly makes them ugly. That can instantly make them ugly. But like, or more so like, you're not bad, like you wouldn't be bad looking, but that's a stupid mustache. But yeah, like it feels like Elven you can really fuck up, and I feel as if it's because of the body portions. Like they are very, like they are tall by no means. They're like just tall enough. Like they're tall and slim. Specifically that they're tall and slim. Because like proportion wise, they feel a little stretched out. No, it's not that. It's not the body shape. It's the face. It's specifically the face. It's something about the faces that can jack it up. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I think she's cute.
Ali Ray? Gods, I didn't expect to meet you strolling around town. The tales of your final battle were what inspired me to come to Revenant's Toll. 'Tis an honor to receive this uniform from your hands. I shall wear it with pride.
I'm trying to feel like, do I remember you? Oh, yeah. The good thing you said Little Alamigo, because, like, your name is familiar, but I don't know why. Yeah, you're the fucker from Little Alamigo.
Little Alamigo could learn from Revenant's Toll that this town can be so alive in the midst of such desolation.
I've never worn art quite so voluptuous.
Well, I'm sure I'll grow accustomed to the extra cloth in time.
I don't have, like, I'm not, I traditionally don't put on a lot of clothes.
Hello there, lass. Looking for me, was you? I'd suggest giving a whistle, but I'm not sure I'd hear it amongst all the bustle.
Ho, proper uniforms and all.
This thing will cut off the blunt in my head. Not to worry, though. I'm sure she'll be fine after making a few adjustments.
Isildur has at last retired from the adventurers like. Though I shall miss his wisdom and reprehensible spirit, I am excited to forge my own path onward. Ah, yes, the uniform. Thank you. Truth be told, the thought of pledging myself to such a lofty organization is somewhat intimidating. Yes, Ali. Tataru mentioned you were handing out the new uniforms. I assume you now met the rest of the recruits. Some few answered the call to arms I put forth through the established grand companies and such. We are not yet an army, but there is much a small core of elite warriors can achieve. Did I mention I thought of a name for the company? 'Tis my hope that it shall soon be known across the breadth of Eorzea. The moment of truth draws near, Ali. Once the last of the recruits have gathered, I shall make the official announcement.
Comrades, your presence here this day signifies the momentous choice that each of you has made. With your strength now pledged to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, you are beholden to no single nation. You stand as the vanguard for a united Eorzea. From this moment forth, I declare you Crystal Braves. Let us mend this fractured realm and face our enemies as one. Whether it be the Beastmen and their primals, or the conflict in Carteneau, it is plain that the nations of Eorzea cannot solve the problems which plague the realm. Thus, does it fall to some few heroic souls to succeed where they have failed?
This is very... Going back and playing, like, again, it's been, what, 10 years for me? It's interesting going, like, or let me try again. It's been 10 years, while keeping in mind that early in my playtime, I did stop playing. So there's so many little details that I'm overlooking and didn't really think all the way through, just because I was just enjoying it for what it is. But going back and playing some of this, yeah, I can see the criticism that people have of Alphino, especially early on. Like, yes, this is real pretentious sounding. Like, they don't know what they're doing, so we're gonna come in and solve all this stuff. Like, it is him coming in thinking I can do better. Like, the leaders of these nations are, like, they're not, like, I think it feels like they're nice people, but they're shit at their job. But I can do so much better, despite having done nothing to actually prove it. Like, it is interesting that it feels like nobody calls this out in the game. Like, nobody calls out, like, is this actually a good idea? Like, everyone's kind of like, yeah, sure, let's do this. But I can't recall anyone saying, at least, like, prominent. Like, I think Minfilia had, like, some apprehensions, but I feel as if that one was more because of, like, I don't know how to be in charge of this many people. Like, I give suggestions to 10 of you to do something. 1, 2, 3, 4. I give suggestions to, like, 8 of you for, like, to do stuff, but you all kind of act independently. So, like, it feels as if, like, this is trying to prop the Scions up a lot. Like, it is set up to prop them up exponentially so, but, like, yeah, Alphino sounds incredibly pretentious in this. Which, again, when like now going back and like looking at these characters and knowing what it is that they become, he does, like, I mean, obviously they purposely set him up, or I don't know if purposely, no, it would have to be if they're playing this out. Like, they purposely set him up to be this kind of arrogant, like this well-meaning but arrogant little shit. And so like he clearly had like it feels as if like if the Warrior of Light was not here, if my character didn't exist, Alphino would be the main, like Alphino would be set to be the main character. And I think that's kind of the idea. But even then, it's like thinking back to some of these other characters, do they really change all that much over the course of the story? But I guess in hindsight, especially when we look at Shadowbringers and Endwalker especially, when the Scions really do take more of a prominent role. Like the first 3 expansions, like, yeah, you hang out with them and yeah, you're like cool and your friends and stuff like that, but like the Scions feel more like work friends. I think it's like in those like in the early part of the game, they feel more like work friends than anything else. Like you really trust each other. Like you know what you're doing and all that other stuff. But like you're not hanging out. You don't really hang out with each other. You know. Like you'll go to work events together and be like, oh yeah, kick it and chill. Like, yeah, you'll like do work stuff, and I think that ultimately kind of worked into the favor, which helped, because I think in the early part of the game, they were really just based, like their appeal came down to the tropes that they represented. Y'shtola being the hyper intelligent, but kind of curt and rude. Thancred being like this, like trying to be all suave and all this other stuff. Ida and Papa, like Ida being kind of a ditz, kind of airheady, but like more instinct driven. And then Papalymo being her opposite of the heady, I think things through kind of thing. That typically comes with the 2-man band. I think that's the term. Anyway. So like thinking in what they eventually become, other than Alphino and later character, there's only one other Scion. Oh, and then I forgot about Urianger, which I think is something in and of itself. Okay, so all right, with that in mind, I think that does increase. Like, but I think that's the problem with them early on, is that they aren't the focus. Like, or not so much the problem, but I think one of the things that could be seen as a detriment early on is that they're just kind of there, you know? Obviously Shadowbringers and Endwalker did a much better job, which again, I feel as if, from my own recent memory, like the moment when like they start like these like, or I don't know how to phrase it, but like it felt like I'll just use Y'shtola because I think of the Scions, other than you, she's the most popular. And I think the initial thing that made her, like the basis of the trope, made her popular. And then when Shadowbringers came out, I think it just exploded because, oh, man, that Shadowbringers look, for sure. But because they ended up getting a lot more fleshing out, they ended up getting fleshed out a whole heck of a lot more. And you ended up spending a lot more time. Like, they were your crew. Whereas in the earlier parts of the game, it's like, you don't really hang out with them. But the ultimate point I'm making is like, yeah, Alphino's kind of a little shit. A pretentious little shit.
Come, take your place at the Scion's side as guardians of Eorzea, and together we shall fight for the freedom of all!
Do we ever? Why did we ever get that as a salute? Did we ever get that as a salute? Like, I don't know if we ever got that emote. Oh, I absolutely clash with their blues and whites.
A rousing speech, Alphino. Or should I say, Crystal Brave Commander Leveilleur?
Please, Antecedent. The title is honorary. I shall not be leading the troops into battle, as it were. We are of the same purpose. Let us join hands and do what must be done to save this land.
The Scions stand ready.
I also think that the Crystal Brave uniform is stupid as shit, and heavily clashes with the Scions from an aesthetic level, and I guess even you could argue from a thematic level as well. Like, the thing about the Scions is are the designs, are the looks, and so having a bunch of these characters that are all in a uniform, this feels weird. This feels not right, you know. These don't feel like the Scions. It feels like something is changing. Like, so just standing here looking, it's like, this is weird. This is incredibly weird. This isn't work. Especially considering how, again, you never
I'm
get
eager to see what the Crystal Braves might accomplish. This shall prove an interesting time indeed for the Scions.
True that. It's also interesting in the sense of, like, we never get those uniforms. And going back, we never get the salute. Like, we're never, like, I don't think we're ever, like, fully a part of this. This feels absolute, like, yeah. Like, we're never really a part of this. These are two separate... Like, or more so, like, despite the fact that the idea is that they're going together, like, the whole thing seems off anyway. Because it's like... it would be like a small indie... Like, it feels like a small group of people getting all of a sudden, like... Or... I'm trying to think of how I want to explain this, because it's... It'd be like... I don't know if this is a good analogy, but it'd be like entire police, or like 4 or 5 police officers per like just standing guard at a small time weed shop. It feels like where you just hear Rasta music blasting. Like, you hear Rasta music blasting. It's relaxed, or actually, it'd be similar to 3-4 police officers standing as security at a hookah bar. Like, when I think back to Istanbul, where it's like bean bags and stuff. Like, it's made to be like a chill cafe style place. Maybe I'll give it a hookah bar. Nah, no one goes to do hookah. Man, it's one of those, I'm sitting here like, I miss hookah. I missed it. I missed going to the hookah bar. Like, that was such a cool time in life. Like, I just remember going with Izzy, and she's like, "Hey, I'm like, I need to study. I want to go to the hookah bar. You want to come?" I'm like, "Sure." And then we just go and sit and kick in the hookah bar. Like, I'm not studying. I'm just kind of fucking around. But it's like, just remembering, like, that was something that we did. I'm like, that's nostalgic. That makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. I hope they're all doing okay. I hope they're all doing well. Aw.
Yes, I'm listening.
Oh, right.
So our worst fears are confirmed. The entire Isle. Such power defies comprehension.
She feels flat. Her clothes are so stupid. It's like, what's with What's with the lower back window? It's like,
Truly?
what?
Kryl is alive? Thank the 12.
Oh, her eyes look better.
I see. Pray, inform me if her condition changes. Yes, I shall pass on your words to Urianger.
Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, how does some of y'all dress
My
yourselves?
thanks. I shall contact you anon.
Like, what kind of process do you have to do to dress yourself in the morning?
When
That's
I
something I
learned
need
of
to
the
keep in
loss
mind
of
for a
the
character.
Isle of
I need to
Val, I
stop.
dared not hope that my friend had survived. Yet, by some miracle, it would seem she has. She's still to regain consciousness, it is true, but better that than death.
One thing I know is that when we eventually meet her, I adore her. But yeah, like, that's something I gotta keep in mind for characters and stuff. Like, they should dress in a way where it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see how that would work. Like, you don't need 30 straps. Why do you have that? Fashion. You're going into battle.
Putting this happy news to one side, we must now endeavor to make sense of the readings taken by the survey party. It appears the etheric disturbance which accompanied the Isle's destruction is of a magnitude alarmingly close to that of Ultima. Could the Ascians be responsible for this devastation as well?
Oh, yeah. And I know that I don't remember who, but I
wonder,
should go back and do...
Have you heard aught from the Mother Crystal since the battle with the Garleans?
I should go back and do Eureka.
Then she speaks to neither one of us. Heidelin silence portends naught but ill, I fear. Louisoix, I pray you yet watch over us.
Oh, that's odd. Very good. Let's see that the provisions are prepared for transport. Let us hope that this shipment spared the fate of the last. The winds are uncommon fierce this day. Yeah, like, these things make the world feel a lot smaller. Like, has to heavily start teasing this place. It just doesn't happen in the later expansions. It feels as if it doesn't happen as well. Just the idea alone. She's just sitting there minding her own business. Just, oh my god! I'm like, where'd this spear come from? It turned into a sword? Yoot. Those expectations you got, keep them low. Or no, lower them. Lower them. A bit more. There we go. There we go. A bit more. Got it. Those expectations you got, lower them. A bit more. Got it. I think it's funny. High expectations of you. Lower them. Mid, even lower. No. Excellent. Traitor to the mids. Oh, nah, this dude's gonna be a traitor to the mid. Anyway. Yeah, where am I at here? Yeah, I'm fine. It's like I have the best, obviously not the best, but I'm not gonna keep buying it. I'm already gear wise. Like I can get better earrings. But like legit, like I'm at a point where I'm about to go buy level 60 gear.
Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late, and the beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain that we will hear of it. And until such a time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which they may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuing its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not what he is doing his best, I felt that a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, and singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Oh, no, she does kind of call him out for being a little shit. Like, well, maybe not a shit, but it's like, he's not going to ask for it. Like, if we try to help him, he can be like, no, I got this, but he respects you a ton. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I should be most grateful if you could go to him and support him in whatever manners you are able. Should we kill him? There's already a traitor, but the organization's only been around for like 20 minutes. God damn it. Though, like, even still, truthfully, like, if you take patches as equivalent to, like, real game time, like, real in-game time, so a patch is, like, what, 3 months or something like that? 3, 4, like, every patch, like, every major story patch is, like, every 3.5 to 4 months. So, like, even when that event happened and when I hit that, if 3 months has passed, it's like, there's a traitor, like, we've only been around for 3 months and there's already someone trying to fuck us over. Like, we haven't done anything yet.
Oh, right. I was gonna look at. I was thinking of. That is not flattering. Ooh, that'd be kind of cute, actually. I just need a better skirt. How much are you? Ah, you buttholes. I mean, that would make me pretty hot, but no. Tally isn't hot. She is cute. It's too red. Oh, you don't do a damn thing. You literally just become the exact same thing. I'm that child, Chekhov's gun. Nope. stick with these books. Alright, let's go get these color sticks. Hello, Bruce Lee. Yeah, these colors. We need to get this rectified. I'm surprised that the replicas don't have the dual die system. Like, I feel as if, like, especially when we're talking about the caster sets, the casting and healing sets, like, those are, I feel like those are still relatively popular. Like, I'm very surprised that they don't have a 2-die system. Like, maybe that's going to be one of the ones that they get next, because that's, like, really weird. That's the best I could swing. I don't need that much die, but I can't buy it because I'm pretty sure that it goes from a tribe, society, around the world. Oh, cool. To the next. I think I'm good. I still want some different boots, but we'll see. There we go. Alright. Huh. What is it, Ellie? And do be concise. I am rather busy. You would lend a hand, you say? I see. Well, now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demand upon my time is such that I have little choice. Which is not to say that my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already a great demand for our services, and will be hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, when my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted this resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilbert. Tell him that I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance, Dali.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you? Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, We identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge. But we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root.
Yes, let's keep this a secret by speaking about it out loud in an enclosed area in the middle of the room. Yes, so secretive. We could have gone to another room or something. Or like in a corner.
Now,
we're standing literally in the middle of the
prefer
entire
to
space.
Proceed with due discretion. Circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now.
Okay. It seems really odd. No, it's just interesting, like, just knowing with what's going on in Garlemald and, like, how truth be told over the course of this and over the course of the Heidelin Zodiac arc. How, like, such a shit place Garlemald, just the chaos in and of itself that particular place had suffered over the course of time. Like, they literally were putting the roots of the fall of Garlemald really, really far back.
We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
Yes, again, we are going to have this conversation in the middle of an enclosed area. Like, we couldn't, like, there's a room over here we could have stepped into. Like, we could have went, like, down the fuck here. Because, I mean, we're outside the Solar, and that's where fucking Minfilia is. And her knowing this seems realistic. Or going to the Solar. Like, the fuck? Roundhouse kicks a millennial. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. I'm curious what y'all imagined about a millennial roundhouse kicking someone.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
I don't know, felt cute, thought I'd go on a walk.
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanaland than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it.
That's a lot of exposition on Raban's backstory. Just here's a paragraph about who he was.
Then, with your mountain of
two
prize money, you
paragraphs.
bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Pah! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Hilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all.
See, this makes sense. See, if you were to do something like this, like, okay, that's more convincing, because he makes a very reasonable argument about it. Like, he makes a very reasonable argument. It's like, okay, this is why. So it makes it seem as if, okay, while they're not whispering or some shit, they've clearly established, like, this is what's happening. I don't know why that bugged me so much.
So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. acclaimed general. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Our hunt for the Ivy begins in earnest, sire. Suffice to say, we must tread warily. But weapons may well cost. Pardon. But one misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let us return to the Rising Stones and report to Commander Loveia. My career splattered on the ground. We are returned to Uldor, Commander. But, okay. And not a moment too soon, something has happened. Trouble? You will recall that the fourth was taken when reconnecting with the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minions and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word that the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. God damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foreman with dignity and have great fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party at once. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardon, Commander, but we have not the time. Oh, I'm all real gravelly. Ooh, sultry. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide the Garleans with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you are the best chance we have. Captain Ilbert is to the right of it. I trust you are willing. But of course you are. Now, Elaine of the Fourth lies in wait in the Tangle, near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her out, and we will apprise you of the situation. Packing for it. Ha 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 ha. You would aid us in our rescue mission. We are in your debt, Warrior of Light. Now, time is against us, so allow me to brief you on the situation. The Garleans fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to the castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Garleans may be interrogating Resh, or worse. With her hurt, I feel she will not long survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. My order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us strong is mithril. None of us will stand by while a comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. Oh, you all have a proper party. Excellent. Let's fucking go. Where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. I think I'm trying to give her more, whatever. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now, to quit this accursed place, Resh cannot move with these wounds. She will need to be carried out. I believe a diversion is ordered. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Garleans will be only too happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Let us speak again once we are safely outside the walls. Alright, that was obnoxious. Unfortunately, this man is gonna die. I have awaited your return most anxiously, my friend. You have done us a great service indeed. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffer no further casualties. Words cannot express my gratitude. All that is left is to report the mission's success to Commander Levier. I shall go on ahead to the Rising Storms. Ah, it does well to see you've returned. Though I doubt your, though I doubt not your prowess. Entering an enemy stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture, and I must confess to have been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as your wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, Ali. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but we can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I will see to it that the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take some time, but I will not rest until we have identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence you will succeed, Captain. As for you, Ali, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Corthus. I have been granted an audience with an Ishgardian dignitary, you see, and the man expressly requested your presence. Oh, do not look so surprised. You have been familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We shall depart as soon as you are ready. Oh, that'd be kind of cute. Oh, this would be cute. We have been blessed with a rare opportunity, Ali. An audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We are to treat with Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, encamped Dragonhead. It is considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We would be wise to court his favor. Oh. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Emmerich wishes to meet the woman behind the legend, I would not deny him the pleasure of your company. That antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request her permission to accompany me to Corthus. Well, voice acting's kind of hard. Mayhap you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could tell. Excuse me. Which could doubtless be part of the nobler use. If so, I should remind you that more good can be accomplished with the stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. It's like, oh, you think this is doesn't meet your talents? Well, shut up. You are my short force. Yes. Like, you're the one that keeps me legitimate. Oh, fuck. A meeting with the Asgardian ambassador? By all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We have received no report of etheric disturbances or unusual beast-tribe activity of late. If Alphino believes your presence may help him secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. And Sedescent. I take it Ali has explained the situation. She has. Yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Asgardians have spurred all contact with the other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one I have given no small amount of thought. Alas, I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously proved nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Alabaster Spine. Ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, all the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean Alliance formed in the wake of the Alamigan's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience who withdrew from the Alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silvertear Skies. Since which time, the borders have remained closed to all outsiders. Oh, that's been Philia. Whoops. They have rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to the neighbors' pleas even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carteneau, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Isgard to rejoin the Alliance at every opportunity. I've explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one, our nations will fall, as once fell Alamigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Why, naught. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction. I should hope not. Rather than the lowly messengers we have been fobbed off in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of genuine influence. Of course, I'm not too naive to think that they would come to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I have not yet found out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They will bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorsteps once more. Indeed, we must be assured that I will expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Cap Dragonhead, Ali. Our old friend Lord Horsefont is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you have further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Ah, Ali. Ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation of your arrival. It would not be such a good... It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch a cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. Oh, I keep running out. The gesture is most appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle with cold climes. Yeah, well, I mean, that's what... When you have such thin clothing and like a giant gaping hole on your side, no fucking wonder. Ah, goodness, Master Alphino. An honor, as always. Likewise, Lord Hoshafon. Forgive us for yet another imposition. I feel we have relied overmuch on you and your aid since you so generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debt incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who could say what the future may bring? Host Photon may seek at the aid of your newly formed crystal braves. In any case, I am simply delighted to see the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries in Snowcloak help justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical, activity of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand, Sir Amherst arrived at Cramped Dragonhead earlier, and I am told he is eager to meet you in your first convenience. You are doubtless weary from your journey, and desirous of rest a while by the warmth of our hearth. But if you are willing to forego such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He will grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sounds, I think it's best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. That was weird.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Emmerich. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination.
And this was the moment where a bunch of people went sploosh.
Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. The territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry.
Oh, so it's like, while they may not be cool, it's like, we're not fucking with you. Like, you can have those, like, have at those lands. You're fine. Like, just don't fuck with us and we're cool.
Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Emmerich, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
I have to get the shark thing out of the middle of the fucking north.
just when we were starting to make progress. And to make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll of all places. Honestly, were I so inclined, I would think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, however, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let us speak with Lord Horschaphant and find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends, but the situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you will be so kind to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fall upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll as it was passing through the Boulder Downs. 'Twas an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant, every knight was slain, every crate seized. Then, as quickly as they appeared, they were gone. 'Twould be impossible feat without knowledge of the route. Knowledge to which only a select few are privy, I presume. Quite. We can pursue the avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me that examining the scene of the ambush should be our first concern. The trail is still warm. We must... Move along, adventurer. There's nothing for... Eh? Lord Horschaphant bids you speak with us. Then you must be... Beg your pardon, Scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. Whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier to just steal it. Though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they are prepared, probably with wagons of their own hidden at a ways off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual. That is, if he is awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. You've come to ask about the attack, haven't you? We came upon them before the entrance of the Halls of the Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, we marked them as lost and ill-equipped for the journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her simple hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought. Some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek. And then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened until I saw the snow turn red. And then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head, and by the time I came to, the others were dead, and the heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't. I mean, they would have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Ice Hut's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. Oh yeah, I can. Ah, you've returned. What news have you for us? I should check it. It seems that the Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully her hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretic spoke of? Have you not read a single line from the Enchiridion, Master Alphinaud? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who laid down with dragons. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to have known Iscardian scripture so well, particularly when it comes to the patron saints of heretics. Wait, you say she's their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Lord Hoshafont, what was the Karagan's cargo? Ah, if I recall correctly, the Diamond Forge have requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva as a beast tribe with a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I shall inform the Lord Commander at once, Lord Hoshafon. You should agree that discretion is of paramount concern. Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphinaud. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I will need to send word to my brethren in Reverend's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to the prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, that I am sure you would not mean to miss for the world. The persistent attacks on our caravan seems to be more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, to be sure, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. That was before I really thought about it and uncovered the truth. Now they have my undivided attention. After appraising Memphilia of the situation, I'll also summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, Ali, please join me in Whitebrim Front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durante have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It is my hope that they have information which may help us determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Drillmont should be eager to oblige us. I shall see you then, there then. Good. I remember I can get downstairs from here. Wait, really? They just got this quest, they just got this quest up here that you only can do if you can fly. This is a random ass quest. How did you get here? Oh, okay, here we go. I was like, how did you get up here if you can't get down? Alright, I wasn't nuts. I'm just didn't pay attention. Thanks, Eos. The Scions on the Seventh Dawn wish to join the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the reports I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We are all ears, Lord Drillmont. A band of pilgrims have been transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the descriptions provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost tracks of them at Snowcloak, the self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaways. Suffice it to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and the provisions all but confirm our suspicions. I have had enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of Crystal Braves to Whitebrim Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you will agree that we must use our resources, the resource available to us. These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. Twould it be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts? Such was my intent from the start, Lord Emmerich. And so it begins, my friend. Though I dare say it will improve in an all-too brief collaboration, Iceheart will not include the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There must yet be a subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhaps Lord Drillmont has one in mind. Why didn't we just ask him? Are you gonna? I was gonna be really annoyed if it's like, now talk to Lord Drillmont to figure out his idea. Why didn't we just do that in the cutscene? This Imperial. Yes, excellent. My lady, everything has been accounted for. If there is aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. It may be time.
No, they're ugly. Oh, these would work. These would be awesome. Not perfect. That's god awful. But this, yeah, this would work. Give them a shine. I wish I could dye the red, but whatever. It seems as though we are always one step behind our quarry. Behind. Our quarry just beyond their reach. Though I would have like to believe that the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it will yet yield the self-same results. Fortunately, we are not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Guilherme. We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in the future. Accordingly, we've conducted an extensive and covert evaluation of everyone in Whitebird Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. It is this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause. We have taken note upon the movement of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves, and upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Gentremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere. Simply watch and listen. I have seen to it that the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that sure shit is not inconspicuous. Just hear the giant motherfucker flying through the sky, lands behind me, and then all of a sudden. Hmm. Hey, where in the seven hells are you? I'm freezing my bullocks off here.
I'm here, you blundering elf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... Bloody Echo, lower your voice, or they'll hear us in Whitebrim front. Yes, of course. The Temple Knights are... in Snowcloak. This is what you bring me. We already know about our comrades in Boulder Downs with the tunnels. Dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless, if you waste my time again, is that clear? No, and shit, this dude didn't see me. Well, did your investigation bear fruit? Benedict, watch out for that fucker. I see. I shall have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. Yet, the fellow snatches you wherever to make out, and nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation, and confident that they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are key to their plans, which means it is key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. We have long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given that what you have overheard, I feel that Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and that the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to make our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Derante's knights are on patrol in the area, and I shall order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. But knowing nothing of our enemy numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure what will be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights with the search. I know they would take your courage from the presence of a so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halone is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy, Ali. The lives of our allies are at stake. My knights sent no word of your coming, Ali. What has happened? What is it that you have? What is that in your hands? By the Fury, those were the veterans of years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No. We have not the men to spare. Not now. Not while Iceheart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves. There must be others, and I'll wager that they're on their way to Snowcloak as we speak. To make matters worse, it seems the traitor you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered of it is a timetable of the guardsman's watch at our outpost in Snowcloak. The traitor was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we had caught him sooner! With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was the weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, if it will be changed now, but the heretics must already be in position. House Durante must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from the Stone Vigil. I cannot see any other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Time is of the essence, Ali. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics must take our allies. May take our allies at Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they are cut down ere their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be some time to warn them. Make haste, I beseech you. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Emmerich everything we have discovered. Ali, this is a welcome surprise. Perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we have not yet to uncover any hidden. You have my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now that we have confirmation, I shall place my knights on high alert. As Commander Leveilleur been informed, the Braves must be made aware. It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? 'Tis but a pity that discovery comes when our enemy has such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we might be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching at this very moment. Confound it! This is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skin when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! Come here. That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There will be others nearby. We must see that they are given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Livier. That's right. I purposely gave the Lalafell the deepest voice I possibly could. There's been development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances to some half-dozen tunnels after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that's not all, sir. We think one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Ha! Just as I suspected. Amongst the worn tunnel lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We are going in. We're going in. A moment, Alphino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say for certain that where it leads, much less what's waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking there in the surface. What if they were to converge at this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers will be... Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies will become an obstacle to escape. A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Emmerich and keep the heretics at bay here, you will go wherever the tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you're prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon your allies, though not too many, or Papalimo will sulk. The entrance to the tunnel, madam. It's just over there. Had we not seen the heretics break the surface, we would have never noticed it. Per Sir Emerich's orders, we will stand guard outside. Please be aware that even should you encounter significant resistance, you cannot leave our post. Basically, if shit goes sideways, you biggity fucked. Alright, so I think... I know it's late. 10 minutes. We'll give it 5. I'll give it 5. What a surprise.
Sweet diggity dee. I was not expecting it to be that quick. Excellent. Fenrir. Let's fucking go. Kill. I mean... Kill. But... silly. I am not sure manipulated. Why did it pop up with two? I mean, I must have
tales
gotten
do not
one.
do you justice, warrior of light.
Story.
Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Okay.
That took longer than I expected. What news, Ali? So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she's managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of the beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you have cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they will find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for the fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. 12 be praised, Ali. We have yet turned the situation to our advantage. Assuming we can stop Iceheart before she summons Siva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Oriange have been busy perusing the archives of House Vartan, gathering what information they can on Shiva. What reminds me, if you weren't there...
Yeah, I'll probably wrap it after this. Let's see if it takes me to the end of the quote-unquote patch.
Trudge back to Cap Dragonhead to report the day's events. Don't. The Ancestors should be here in any minute. I can only assume people enjoy subjugating themselves to the cold.
Yeah, okay. So I think I'm gonna call it there. I'm a sleepy boy. I'm a sleepy boy. I don't think it's worth thinking back. Especially because I doubt the Warrens are very sought after. I can't do anything. Like, this is kind of frustrating that it's like, because I'm so far ahead in level now, like, I'm just gonna get, here's a bunch of skills. Though I guess I'll still have the expansion to, like, work through. So even if I'm not unlocking these skills, it's not like it's gonna then start unlocking everything. So I'll still have... So while I'll have the level... I won't be able to get the skills, so I'll still have the entire expansion, like, okay, let's fuck with this, so that doesn't get taken away from me, thankfully. But even still, like, just popping, like, here are a bunch of new skills, like, shit. How many? Because it's, well, I mean, not a ton, because I'm only getting to level 60, so Indomitable, Royal, Dominable, Broil, Deploy in Emergency, and then Dissipation. That's it. Yeah, because I don't get any EOS skills up to level 60, so that's all I got. Okay. 61, 2. So I'm only getting like roughly 4 skills in expansion. Okay. Well, except for the fairy, I get a shit ton of stuff at level 80, but those are all just upgrades of the ones that are already there, so yeah, they're just upgrades of stuff I already got. For when I pop Seraph, that's just what they become. Okay. Seraphicism. Oh, broil is just enough. Oh, okay. Alright, so that's not as bad. It's more of a pain in the ass than the fact that I get it so late, but I can live with that, at least for now. But it's time for bed. So yeah, with that, good night, world.